We are live. Hello, YouTube. Hello, welcome back to another video. I am Nina, and because this video has so much juicy stuff in it, I'm just gonna jump straight into it. Um, so, date number 7, 8, 9, and 10, I have not come on here about just because there's just been so much happening. But here we are. So, date number 7, I'm going to talk about where we were, what we did, and then I'll just give an actual review because I feel like if it's helpful, let me know. I feel like a lot of us want different ideas of where to go for a first date, for a third date, whatever the case might be. And I'd like to share that. So if you guys appreciate that kind of thing, give me a thumbs up so I know. Okay. So obviously, I'm based in Gauteng. So, these will be relevant for people around here. If you're not in Gauteng, but you find yourself around here, then you'll have an idea of where to go. So, date number 7. Date number 7 was a place called Rockets in Menlyn. And I had never been there before. So, it was pretty cool. It was a very nice kind of experience. So, the place that it's in, it's actually a casino. And so it's got a whole lot of restaurants and, bars and stuff like that that you can go to. So this is one of them. So we went there, we had a dinner and we had some champagne. It was just one of those, let's just have fun kind of nights. So this was a um, fourth date. So, we had done the whole dinner thing, we've done lunch, we've done an activity together, we've pretty much done, um, quite a few things, right? So it's just one of those, let's just kick back on this date and just go out and have a good time and dance and all of that kind of stuff. So we went to Ruckins. And so the place there was really pretty. So the decor and everything was really nice. Of course, in the evenings, I don't know about during the day if it's even open, but in the evenings it's pretty dark. So you just have those lights, pink lights, green lights, whatever. And then, but it's you can kind of see still, the decor that has gone into it. The food, we ate very light. The food was okay. It wasn't amazing. Um, and I think, I don't know, maybe it's just the food that we had. Um, we had seafood and it was okay. It wasn't amazing. Um, yeah, but I guess also the main focus for us was more partying than eating, right? So we had a really good time. The atmosphere was really great. There was a DJ. He was playing really, really great tracks. There were a couple of DJs. I think there was also a famous DJ. That's what my date said. But I don't really follow celebrities like that, so I don't really know who's who, to be quite honest. So, but it was a really nice vibe. People were really nice, really friendly. The staff was really friendly and attentive. It was clean. The bathrooms were clean. It was really, really nice. I really enjoyed going there. I would definitely go back. Um, that was Rockets Minden. So yeah, that's what we did on our date. It wasn't really anything special. Just because you go out, you know party with your friends or whatever. So it's not really something that you've never done before. It's not really mind blowing, but it was also just a nice activity, with this particular person that we had never done before. And it was fun because of that. And you're not really trying to impress anybody at the stage, you're just having fun. So that was really nice. So that was date number 7. Then date number 8, there is. Date number 8, let me think. I'm trying to remember where we went. Oh, Date number 8, we were at Hyde Park. Um, at the hotel at the Southern Sun in Hyde Park. They've got a rooftop set up over there. It's actually really nice because it's overlooking, like, I don't know which part of Joburg, but it's overlooking some part of it. Um, so that's really nice. It must be like Parkhurst or something like that. That kind of area, Randburg. So it's really pretty. The sunsets are amazing over there, and the whole atmosphere is really nice. I just found it a little bit too casual, just in the sense that it is a. So I don't know if it's where we were sitting, if they have like a formal restaurant, maybe I don't know, but where we were sitting was just a little bit casual. It was more like a party spot. Not really a party spot because people aren't like dancing. There's no DJs, or anything like that. Not when we were there anyway. But it wasn't like a napkin on your lap, fork and knife, back up straight kind of setup. It was just very finger foods, drinks, the bars right here type of setup, which for me, I was like, so I don't know if my date chose to, sit at the bar essentially and not take us to the formal side of the thing, or they don't really have a formal side. I imagine they do. I mean, it's a hotel. It's a an upstanding hotel, so they must have like a formal restaurant, right? But that's not where we were sitting. And so for me, I think especially on the guy's part, I just felt like it was a bit too casual for a first date where he's supposed to be trying to, show me what he's made of, you know, especially for dinner. So I was a little bit like, it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it was okay, you know. The date itself, the guy was okay. The conversation was okay. It was very average. Nothing really blew me away in particular. So, yeah, is it someone that I would see again? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, the date was okay. He was the perfect gentleman. He pulled my chair out and, all of that kind of stuff. And, but I wasn't blown away. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like, oh, wow, this is such a great experience. It's just like, okay, this is nice, you know. So that was date number 8. Yeah, that was it was okay. And then date number 9. So the past 2 dates, 7 and 8 that I just spoke about, I met them online. As you guys know, I'm doing this experiment to see how many dates I can get, and coming through to you guys to share all of that. So I met them through the site, and then date number 9, I met him. I was literally running errands, and he happened to park next to me, and when I was leaving, he struck up conversation, blah blah blah. Anyway, so he called me 10 minutes later, literally, invited me out to lunch, and so I accepted the offer and went out to lunch with him. And it was okay. It's a really nice restaurant that I like to go to, called The Rock Diner. So I went there. We met there, and it was just okay. The food was really nice. I really enjoyed the food, but it was just a very quick lunch date because he just, I don't know, really needed to talk to me, I guess. And he was just an okay guy. He was an older gentleman, and he was just very okay, very casual, but he was very caring as well. I just felt, this vibe of he was really concerned about, like, are you okay? Is your food okay? Do you want to sit over here? The sun is gonna start creeping up on you. Da da da. Let's move tables. He was very concerned about my level of comfort. And I really like that because for me, a man that, makes you feel comfortable and even thinks, ahead, plans ahead for you, that's really the kind of man that I personally, anyway, feel like an attraction to, right? Because he he's the man. I don't know how else to put it. So I was really impressed by that, but and so we chatted, and then he invited me over for dinner at his place that evening, which I politely declined because I don't want to do dinner at someone's house. So we exchanged numbers anyway, and just kind of chatted here and there. So yeah, that date was okay. Like I said, it was a very quick lunch date because I had to get back to work. He had to get back to work. It was just a spontaneous lunch meeting, very unplanned, very impromptu, and so yeah, it was okay, right? But the food was really nice. I really enjoyed it. So that was date number 9. Okay. And then date number 10 was the same gentleman who called me. It must have been about probably a week and a half later, right? Maybe, I don't know, if that. Anyway, and long story short, invites me over for lunch at his place. So he called me a couple of times and tried to meet me, but it's always dinner at his place. And I'm like, why do we have to go to your place? Let's just go and have dinner somewhere at a restaurant. No, I want to cook for you. No, I don't want you to cook for me. I want to go to a restaurant with a professional chef, right? Well, one day he calls me up and he says, let's go and have lunch at my place. Just lunch. I'm your friend. I'm not trying to get anything from you. I just want to take you for lunch, you know, at my place. Are you free? And I was like, okay. It was a weekend. I was like, okay, that's fine. We can go and have lunch, only lunch, and then you bring me back. I was like, okay, cool. So he came, he got me. We went to his place. I'm not really going to disclose his area. Well, I it's no, I won't. Just out of respect, right? So anyway, but it's a really prestigious area, right? And he had already told me where he stays, so I had an idea of the area, but I'd never actually been there myself. Okay, so we get to his house, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice because I mean I've been in really nice houses before, right? A lot of us have. So I'm like, oh, this is really nice. And, we get in. And, girl, when I tell you that this man had a professional chef in his house who cooks for him every day, and she prepared my plate and my, seat as well. And I'm like, okay. What? As much as I've been in really nice houses and really nice restaurants, and obviously they have professional chefs, I've never had a personal chef cook for me. And I was really blown away by that, as you can see. So that was really impressive. That was really very impressive. His house was beautiful. Um, but it was really impressive because he when I looked at him, he really didn't. There's people that will let you know before you even know their name. They'll let you know that they have a private chef, that they drive this car, that they do A, B, and C. He really downplayed himself, and turns out he's like, whoa, right? And that just really made me, realize and understand and appreciate the fact that a real millionaire, this man is probably a multi-millionaire, to be honest, because really, but like a really rich or wealthy man is not going to go around telling everybody that he just met how wealthy he is. Granted, he brought me into his house relatively early, and considering the fact that I had resisted about two other invites or declined two other invites before that, obviously I was still a stranger, and so was he, and he let me into his house anyway. But what I'm saying is, it's just people that make the most noise. Um, you go to their places and they really don't have certain things going on, right? And then people that are really like, not flashy, they're not typically, whatever, catching, physically attractive or catching or flashy or swag or whatever it is that you want to call it, then don't necessarily have that, but they really have it going on. That was very interesting for me. And I thought I'd share that because a lot of us ladies, not only just want to have great dating experiences, but, if you're going to date somebody and it's going to become serious, you want to date a man that's going to be able to provide certain things for you. Some women, right? I'm one of them. So it's important to not look for the Gucci belt and the Louis Vuitton boots. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Some men really like that, and they can still provide. But sometimes, you'll see somebody just wearing a very plain diesel jean and t-shirt, and you're like, okay, but he's attentive, he's caring. Sorry, guys, that's my bunny having a snack. He's attentive and caring, and more than anything, he's more than able to give you the kind of life that you want. So that was date number 10. That was probably one of the more interesting dates that I've had, just because, like I said, the version of the man that I met and what he was obviously really about was so contrasted. It was very interesting. And even when we were at his house, he didn't show off. He didn't make me feel like this is, the most amazing thing I'd ever come across. We just sat at the table, chit chat, had our lunch, ate. He made sure I was fine. I had everything that I, needed. And that was it. It was just exactly like how, we first had lunch. So, he never changed. He never became this other, another person. So that was quite interesting. And yeah, so that's where we are in terms of this. I actually have gone on a few more dates. I think maybe 2 or 3 more dates. I'll just have to reconcile in my mind because I haven't really been so consistent. But I am going to do a separate video on that because I don't want this video to be too long. But that's where we are this far. So give me a thumbs up if you like my restaurant reviews, if they are helpful, if you think that you'd be in and around Joburg or Pretoria or Gauteng. That's where I am. So then maybe these tips can be helpful for you. So there you go. And I'm going to leave that video right over there. I hope you guys liked it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.